Hi Libra, here's a general look at your solar chart for September 2010. Now this is a more receptive, introspective time when you're inclined to be more aware of your inner mechanisms, your inner world. So in everyday situations, which can be quite loud and noisy, you can find yourself maybe at one remove from things because you're preoccupied. Now there may be quite a lot going on around you and demands being made on your time and your energy. In some way you know that you've just got to put yourself out for some person or project or cause which is bigger than you or your personal preferences, simply because it's got to be done. Also, even though you're busy, your mind may be focused on private matters, harking back to the past, memories, old scenarios, which maybe now, need to be cleared up. And those old scenarios and memories somehow, when you're reflecting on those, reviewing those, may throw a light on what's happening in the present. Now, some of those old scenarios could be useful. Could give you a knowledge and experience which you can apply in the present. But it is, in general, a time to be decluttering. So although it's tempting, you should avoid being sucked too much into that sort of whimsy. And also being sucked too much into somebody else's movie, somebody else's stuff. Because then those same old response patterns get reactivated, or maybe you're aware of that and maybe you're doing something about it. Those things that just don't serve you, they've just outlived their usefulness. So even though it's busy and there's a lot going on, I think you're going to be mulling things over and keeping your cards close to your chest in certain areas. But of course the world is beckoning, and so you may have to be beavering away behind the scenes, taking the initiative there, being decisive but kind of out of sight of others, or being the orchestrator pulling the strings from backstage. This vibration works very well for artistic projects or spiritual and healing work, as you can get in touch with imagination, intuition, inner wisdom. Also, it's great for taking time off and getting some therapy, or just doing the sorts of things that you find nurturing, like walking, swimming, going and sitting with certain people, maybe in a space which takes you out of the normal everyday life. Also, you may have to put yourself out, be the bridger, the supporter at this time. Overall, the environment looks friendly though, and you'd be putting the hours in, and maybe others don't realize quite how much you are putting yourself out. But on another level, on the surface level, there's a lot of closeness and sort of a sociable feeling around, and you could work well in a team. That's up until the night. After the night, business and pleasure is a good mix of social situations, or collaborating with someone could be lucrative for you, or at least take the pressure off you materially, maybe adding a resource or two in the process which you can benefit from. So that might not be money, that might be somebody sharing something with you. It could be a physical object, it could be knowledge, it could be time. Money can be made through collaborations, and you could very much value somebody's input, somebody's ability, somebody's take on things. But also you could find, that's from the ninth, that somebody's very much valuing yours. But the outlook looks good for you financially, and that's starting from the ninth, when Venus goes into a money area of your chart, Libra, there to stay for several months. So that little sort of treasure chest is sitting there waiting for you to find the right combination within yourself or within your circumstances to kind of reach out and grab it, because it will be waiting for you. When Jupiter moves back to its previous position, that's going to be from the 9th as well. You should start to derive more of a sense of fulfillment from the work you're doing. Enjoy the company of those you're working with, maybe. Colleagues, employers, or potential employers will be more inclined to judge you on your merits. Be pleased with your performance during that time. And that, again, is a transit of several months' duration. So if you're looking for work or better type of work, then it's likely that new doors are going to be opening to you. You just have to believe in yourself. So, as I say, Jupiter is going to be there till next spring. It bodes well for improved working conditions, helping you get a new job or upgrading you in the one that you've got. In fact, it's likely you will do well financially. All the potential is there for you to do so from the 9th over the months into next spring. So through collaborations, as I say, you can be bringing in the cash more readily than before, and maybe building up a nest egg, or capitalizing on an investment or a skill, or something you applied for a while back. Those are more likely to come up now, or from the 9th anyway, onwards, going forwards there. And it does look as though it will be easier, that cash in the financial area you'll have more flow there. Jupiter can also help you get access to the training you need, or the knowledge you need, to put you in a better paid, more satisfying job as well. Saturn will be in your sign for 2+ years, as you know, well, as you may know, meaning this is a long period for you to get more serious and consistent and self-disciplined about what interests you have to help you learn and grow. So that's a steady, step-by-step building up of something. And when Mars moves from mid-month, you'll be putting a lot more energy into stabilizing resources, increasing cash flow. You'll be looking at that, and being intuitive probably about that, or improving your physical comfort zone. You may be bringing things in there which just make you feel better, feel more comfortable. And you'll be using more energy related to your stuff, what you own, or in fact what you like to get your hands on, however small or big a thing that is. Health matters may be an issue for some of you, and you could be looking at diet, exercise, for yourself or for another. You may also have to be quite firm about that, quite proactive about material, physical things and financial things, and take control, and push forwards and stand up for how you feel is the best way to go forwards here, with anything affecting your emotional security or physical well-being, and anything around property as well. This comes under that heading too. And of course, as usual, a little retail therapy is advised, and that could be really more so from the 9th onwards. There may be extra expenses though, and an urge to have the best you can get to physically enhance or ease your material conditions. So use the power of Venus for the coming months, as you can relate well with anyone or anything who has the ability or the money or the space or the equipment to help you fill the piggy bank now or in the future. Or you may have a friend or associate who enables you to get your hands on something you want, or who just eases things for you materially. It could translate as help with a health problem as well. And from the 23rd, the sun will be in your sign, and you'll be able to be more self-indulgent and make a good impression on others. And that's it for September. If you know your rising sign, have a listen to that too, because it'll throw a different light on what I've said here. And I'll see you the next time.